these vindos. Come on. I want to watch a movie and look at YouTube at the same time. Oh, great. Okay. Cool. See if I can separate these. Okay, good. We're live.
Oh, yes. I hear that. We are live.
Yep, I'm muting it. Okay. That is set up. Ready to go. Hello, everybody. Hi.
Hey.
Hope people are already here with us. All right. Okay, so welcome to the Casablanca watch along party. Liz, you look amazing.
Thank you, darling. You look so good. I love that bow tie.
Yeah, I know I have a black one, but it's in my cosplay trunk, which is like not organized. So I was, nope, we're going with what I can reach. And this was reachable. I
think it looks fantastic.
It's a little bit more me too, you know?
Yes.
I'm going to, I'm going to use these. I'm going to use these. It's going to throw off my look. But you know what? That's fine. My other headphones are in the other room.
I think they look swell.
Little retro futurist moment here.
I like it. It's a good look.
DJ at Club Casablanca right now.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for. See my pen?
Aw.
You get it? Do you see what it is?
Oh, it's a bar sheep? It's a bar ram? It's a bar.
Am
I so close?
Bartender.
It's a bartender.
Bartender. Yeah, it's real good.
Very good. Very good.
Now I feel like since I've just showed it to everybody, I should be able to say where it's from. I just looked at it before I put it on. I was like, I remember it. Riri-Bon? I guess that's who makes it. I got it at a con. I don't remember what con. One of the many cons. I think I got it at Anime NYC.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
What
you drinking?
Well, I have everything set up to make a champagne cocktail and a French 75, the two cocktails that appear in Casablanca. But I felt it was also fitting to have just a little bit of scotch that I was sipping on while I was setting up because, you know.
Ah, yes. Very appropriate.
Adjacent.
Very appropriate.
Just some neat scotch. So it's early in the evening. I'm gonna switch to the champagne cocktail. What do you have over there, Liz? What are you gonna be drinking?
I have the things to make the champagne cocktail. I just we had a grand old time last night and I woke up with a little bit of a headache today. So I decided to stay away from the gin. So I'm just gonna do the champagne cocktail and then maybe just champagne.
I think that's
got a bottle right here.
I know. Having usually, there's somebody else around when you pop one of these, but it's just me on my lonesome. So
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you're supposed to.
Now I'm gonna go ahead and.
You're not supposed to put it away after. You're supposed to finish it. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that.
Yeah, I might have a brunch tomorrow. Have some mimosas.
That is smart. Right? Very clever.
Now, of course, we keep saying champagne. Neither of us, I bet, are drinking actual champagne, right? I'm having cava.
Oh. This is brut.
Sparkling wine. Yeah,
it's sparkling, yes. It's from Portugal, so it's not champagne for sure. Yeah. It is sparkling wine.
Yeah. I would I'm not against I think for the two cocktails we're making, they're simple enough that if you wanted to put real champagne in them, But I also think like, these champagne cocktails are usually built with using not exactly champagne in mind. So it's fine to use something else. Prosecco, cava, whatever kind of sparkling wine you can get. Just feels weird to mix real. I looked at it. They had like a half bottle of Moët at my liquor store, and I was like, should I get that?
Oh,
Said I could have real champagne, but it's less, and I'm not going to drink the whole bottle, so that's fine. But it still was like $30, or I could get the cava for like 15. I think it's 15. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway. All right. Let's see. Just gonna check in with everybody over in the comments. All right, we got a couple people watching. I'm going to go ahead and walk us through some drinks here. Whatever you have at home, tell us over in the comments what you're drinking. But Liz, let's start with that. Let's start with that champagne cocktail because that's what we both have everything to make.
Yes.
You're gonna be in character the whole time. I love this.
Oh. The glasses, darling. It's just...
Is that all it is?
I don't know. I mean, these are our Hollywood looks. I realize that I went a little Grey Gardens, but
I love it. I think it's fantastic. You are a starlet out of the speakeasy. You don't want people to know who you are, but you're ready for a stiff drink. That's what I'm getting. That's the vibe.
You're correct. All right. So I don't have a... Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, traditionally, this drink starts with a sugar cube, but if you don't have one, that's okay.
I just have a little bowl of sugar here.
That works too. Actually, that'll probably... You just have just a bowl of sugar. You look like you're like, I don't want to say, an offering of some kind. Oh, I love this. I love this eccentric Hollywood Liz. This is good.
This is my true self. So, okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit of the bowl sugar in the glass, right?
Yes. I would say, like, if you're making it at home, probably a teaspoon of sugar. I'm
going to eyeball it.
I think you can eyeball it. Now, what I'm going to do is just soak my sugar cube in bitters and then just kind of not really muddle it down, just break it down a little bit with the spoon, and then I'm just going to top it with champagne. So that's pretty simply made drink.
Ah! I'm always surprised by the direction that the bitters go.
Use the skull end of this. Make a use for the skull, not just for looks.
Yes.
Wow.
I'm gonna swirl this around, I guess. I don't know. I didn't realize I'd need a spoon.
Well, when you're using that's fine. Yours is already broken down. When you're using dry sugar in drinks, it's assumed that there's going to be like a sugary slurry down at the bottom of the drink when you're done. Like if you make an old fashioned, because what I just did, breaking down my my sugar cube and my bitters together like that, this is the first step for a traditional old fashioned as well. So I would just pour some bourbon in here instead of champagne, and like that. This is, if you listen to the old fashioned episode, that's what the little spoon is for. You get that little tasty mixture of boozy, bittery sugar out of the bottom when you're done with the drink. But it is nice.
Yes. I'm sad to say that I broke the one glass that I had that had a stem on it last night.
Oh no! Oh, a casualty.
Yes. So no more stems for me.
Well, maybe that's safer. You know what?
I proved I can't be trusted. So.
I don't ever invest in expensive glassware just because I think I've just been too well trained from living in a lot of like many people apartments, like through all of my like late teens and 20s, just glasses don't survive 6 roommates. Something happens. Just, yeah.
Indubitably, yes.
Now, the traditional garnish on this is a citrus peel, an orange or a lemon. I have a lemon here. I didn't bring a knife in here, so I'm gonna go get a knife real fast. Liz, can you entertain the masses?
I'd be happy
You're a celebrity,
to.
yeah. Tell them a story about. Tell them a behind the scenes set story.
One
I'm sad I'm missing
one
this.
evening, one evening, I like many evenings, I forgot to bring a lemon. Taylor forgot to bring a knife, and I forgot the whole gosh darn lemon. So here I am, waiting for them to come back, lemonless. And now they've got both things they need.
Got everything I need right here. I've got a lemon, I've got some champagne, I've got an armory.
Yes, you do. That's very impressive.
I mean, you know,
You've always got the best backgrounds.
I know. It's every wall in this house is. It's not that big of an apartment, but it's just got a lot of paint and stuff on the walls.
Mm. Indeed.
Yeah, I guess it's the first time I've shot anything in my office. This is.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
that's where we usually record, but you don't see that because it's an audio format.
No, this is this is where the artistic magic happens, and also it's the home of all of my weird cosplay shit. So that's what that is.
Yes, I love the Sailor Moon scepter.
Yeah,
I see her.
A lot of Game of Thrones stuff. There's Marceline's axe behind me. Yeah,
that's a nice piece.
That's a flamingo that I cut into a beer bong and I put a holster on it, so it's a tactical flamingo.
Oh, that's nice, but we can't see it.
Oh, it's not in your viewpoint. Oh.
It's not in my viewpoint. Huh. You could bring it closer.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get it off the wall. All right. All right. Glad to see some of you are chatting. Has a bunch of swords and needs a knife. Yes, fair observation. Liz lemonless.
Yes.
This must be your framing must be different, because I think I'm looking at the YouTube.
They can see them. Okay, good.
Yeah.
I've seen it, so
That's fine.
I already knew how great it was. I wanted to make sure they could. Oh, good. If anybody has dressed up like we did, or in your own way, however you dressed up, and you want to show us, please tweet at us.
Yes, we will retweet your fancy wear.
Yes. Fancy.
How do you feel about the champagne cocktail? It's a beautiful color.
I like it.
You like
it? Yeah, I like it. I think I like it better than the champagne by itself, because it's got the basic bottle of champagne. Not champagne, but I like it.
Yeah, I think this is nice. I'm not a big fan. I feel like I said this on our brunch episode. I don't really like mimosas. I don't really like to just douse champagne or sparkling wine in juice. This is more my speed for like a brunch cocktail. Like, I realize it's not, you're not driving the alcohol content up really. You're just kind of dressing it up into something a little bit more sippable and like, I don't know. I like it a lot. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of champagne cocktails. I've seen.
They're fantastic.
Yeah.
There's a pun. Just a little one.
Fantastic.
Fan. You see, you're a fan. They're fantastic.
Oh.
It wasn't a very complex pun. It was pretty basic. So basic you missed it.
Maybe I'm the basic one. I missed it,
It was not a good pun. That's why.
I think you're being too hard.
I should have just let it go.
That was a good one. All right.
Oh, well, it's almost 8:00.
So we
Oh,
should
but we
get
haven't
started
made.
here.
Should we make the French 75 after we watched a little bit of the movie, or while we're watching the movie? How should we do this, guys?
I feel like we should go ahead and get the movie started when we have this drink. And perhaps I don't know. Do we want to make it during the menu? Do we want to have an intermission, a moment for a refill somewhere halfway, a little 10-minute?
I think that's always a nice thing to do. Yes.
I mean, we're all watching this together, so you know the luxury of watching things at home is you can pause your media when you would like a pee break, but not when you're live streaming. So maybe we'll take a little
right,
intermission.
because we got to sync up.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's wise.
Yeah.
We shouldn't just drink 2 champagne cocktails right off the bat. We should
give it
a minute.
I don't want the other one to go bad while I'm working through my champagne cocktail.
Yeah, let's enjoy this one.
Yeah.
Let's enjoy it.
All right, so we are going to All right, yes, intermission. As some people like that idea, and that's wonderful. All we need to know. All right, I'm glad to see some of you are drinking, or Lauren's having another Jack Rose. Yeah, that was so good. I was really surprised by that.
It was really nice.
Well,
I think I need to change my setup so I can be a little bit more comfortable.
Are you getting a little more comfortable right now?
Yes, I'm going to move so I can sit on my bed and not on this little step stool that I'm sitting on right now.
Yes,
but I'm going to bring my fancy light with me.
Wow, all right.
So you can see my face. Ooh.
Where are we going? We're going on a trip. We're going on a journey.
We're going on a trip. No, don't look at my room.
Oh, we get to see your room now. I've never seen your room.
No, don't look at my room.
I helped you move in.
Because you helped me move in.
Oh, no. I mean, I haven't seen it decorated. I helped you move in, and then we had to stop seeing each other forever, like immediately.
Yes.
that was like the next week, I feel like.
Yeah, it was, I mean, actually, because I moved in, what did I move in March, beginning of March? And then this happened. So I just have to have all the things that I want. I have my champagne now. That's my window.
You have
Luna might make an appearance at some point.
Oh, I fed Jack right before we started.
That's very smart.
Well, otherwise he'd be making a starring appearance in this live stream.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, there you are.
Yes, sorry about that.
All right.
Okay. Great. Now I'm just going to say that I didn't completely look through, and I might have to take off this coat because I'm starting to get sweaty. Yes, we're watching a movie. I'd love to share some with you.
Popcorn?
You have almonds.
Well, I ate them all.
You ate all your almonds?
I ate them all. That was my dinner. I'm real bad at remembering to eat before we do these things, so I just end up going into tactical mode and just eating a lot of like 3 spoonfuls of peanut butter and a bunch of almonds to just be this is food that's it's nutritionally dense, so I can eat a lot of it very quickly, and then it's like a dinner just with no joy whatsoever.
Oh,
all right.
No joy.
I mean, a little joy. They're not unsalted almonds.
Taylor can have a little joy as a treat.
Yes. All right. So, we're gonna have to. Let me see. I'm gonna pull up my video here, so I am ready to start watching Casablanca. I just rented it online. I don't know. However.
Same. I rented it on YouTube. I rented it on YouTube for $3.99.
Yeah.
So should we do a countdown?
I think we're gonna have to.
Okay.
Should
no, that's gonna cover
we alternatively count down? I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. Because I know we're slightly off sync, so I think maybe it's better if we don't try to count down together. That's just going to be atrocious.
Okay, so kind of like we count down when we do when we record the podcast remotely.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
So let's count down instead of up.
From 6?
That seems strange. It seems a little I know that we usually count to 6, but counting down from 6 seems a little strange.
Well, 10 seems like a lot, and 5 is an odd number, and I don't know why that makes sense. It just does.
Oh, right. I guess we'll count down from 6.
Counting down from 6. Hail Satan.
Okay.
6.
5.
4.
3.
2.
1. I don't know how this is going to go. Yes. Is yours playing?
Yes, mine is playing. I am obviously you watching at home, listen with all great gusto, but I'm going to put my subtitles on and keep my volume down.
That is a good idea.
I realize nobody can hear my stuff, but
Oh, that's good. Oh, because you're watching it you're doing the Zoom on your computer and you're watching it on your computer.
Mm-hmm.
That means that we can't hear it. That's great.
Yeah, this actually works out really well.
That is so genius. Huh? Can you hear mine? I have it on really quietly.
I can't hear yours. I would ask the lovely people watching at home.
Lovely people at home. Can you hear this beautiful music by Max Steiner?
I love old movie openings with the illustrations and just the definitely hand-drawn text.
Has your narration started yet?
Yes.
Okay.
Our wonderful...
I guess it's all right if we're not completely synced, but...
Well, I realize we're going to be running ahead of the people watching, but that's going to be fine because they'll be interacting with our video at the same pace, so it's not going to matter. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Just love
I love it when they do the travel dots.
Yeah.
I love that. Oh, we're in Morocco. No, yes, we made it to Casablanca, guys.
Yes,
we got there. We're here. I wonder, wait, do we know, did they actually shoot this in Casablanca?
You know what? That's a great question. I don't think so.
I mean, yes, I'm sure it must have been a movie set. Okay, listen, now that we're in Casablanca, I've just got to take this fur coat off.
No, it was not filmed. It was filmed in a Hollywood studio completely.
Yes, soundstage. Now I've got my lightweight tropical kind of shirt on. We're not in the tropics, but it is a desert.
Oh, I think that's great. That's a great look. I feel like that's better for the movie. I am considering taking the blazer off at some point.
Whew. I'm getting dewy, as they say.
Yeah. This is I forget how sweaty my apartment gets when it gets warm out. I kind of
yes.
The whole winter to forget that. I'm like, all right, this place is great at staying warm, but it stays warm all year.
Yes, that's true. Oh, he's off. He's running. There he goes. Catch him.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh, okay, now it is a good time to mention that I haven't seen this movie in a while. So I might be surprised by the things that happen.
Oh, that's great, because I think I just watched this movie a few, maybe like a month and a half ago.
Oh, that's fairly recent.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites to just put on, like, make a couple stiff drinks. We hear very little, we understand even though. Are they Americans?
Yes. Oh. Wow.
You done got did, fancy man.
Oh, he did.
That was a cool tie, though.
Yeah, I do love the fashions, the hats, and the ties, and
yeah, there was a time period where you could just wear hats like that and it was fine. You got to have so much character to wear a hat like that now.
yeah, I mean, I think it's coming back.
I don't know. I have hats
is
but...
like, yeah, hats is like fashion.
I mean, I get that it's fashion. You have to like be a confident person to wear a hat, or else you just look like, or else the hat wears you. That's what it is.
Ah.
Yeah.
I've been worn by many hats.
Me too. I'm worn by any hat I put on. Okay, good. Yeah, nobody can hear you, Liz. I mean, not here. They can hear you. They can't hear your audio.
Okay. Really? Why have I even been talking this whole time? Great. Cool. Because subtitles are great, but they are talking quite fast. Oh, Rick's.
Here we are. Rick's Cafe of Bear Cane.
Oh. That looks nice.
I was just say it's
smoky.
A hard movie for me to leave like sparkling commentary for in some of these scenes, just because it's like this always takes that moment of like, that's nice. This is such a moment in time that you could have a scene like that in a movie. It's just like the opening. I mean, now it would feel like an homage, but this is just one of the movies that just had that setup.
Oh, Sam. Oh no. I love the attention given to just like all these different little characters in the joint.
I mean, it's great, just setting the stage for the atmosphere and the tension that's going on in this time period, just everybody desperate to get out, and that one plane that leaves every day. Sasha, I believe, is the bartender's name.
Oh.
Which always makes me sad because Sasha Petrovsky is one of the most important bar figures in New York. He passed away just a few years ago, and it was a very sad day for the entire community, the worldwide restaurant community. He's one of the foremost barmen that we've had in the modern era.
Oh. Was that just a coincidence that the bartender from Casablanca is Sasha, and then
Oh yeah,
is there some deeper connection?
I think it's
just a wonderful
kismet.
Serendipity. Yeah, kismet. Okay, Rick.
Okay, Rick. Can I start to change my signature to okay, Taylor?
That seems like a power move.
There he is. Playing chess by himself. That's a man's man.
Is he playing chess against himself?
Symbolism, man.
The phrase has no meaning.
Oh. I do like Rick's character. The problem is that I think he inspired a lot of people in the bar world to think they were Rick when actually they were just assholes.
Yeah. Your cash is good at the bar. You're lucky you got into the bar at all. I don't know. I don't remember what he said, but so he just told him that he can't gamble there, but he can come to the bar. He ripped up something.
Well, and this is his back room for people that he approves of.
I see.
I love that.
He really is playing chess against himself.
No, he is. I can't inexplicably. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know. I think that's like maybe a sherry, something, maybe some cognac. I don't know. I love that little glass.
Oh yeah, that's a beautiful. I love drinks in tiny glasses.
Me too.
There's something about it. Something about it. That's a great line.
Right. Can you imagine just becoming like a role like that where you just know you're just going to be quotably cool forever?
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Everybody's got that friend.
Just because you despise me so much, you're the only one I can trust.
Killed some Nazis.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
First character Sam, played by Julie Wilson.
I really love all of the like white suits It just looks so, I mean, it's not practical for a bar at all.
Right. That's
It looks great.
if I could ever achieve my dream of owning my own bar, and like, I mean, I would end up working at it to make it financially functional. But if I could get to the point where it could like be staffed and I could just, manage it, I would totally walk around in a white tuxedo every day.
I mean, that is a power move, because that's like, I clearly, like, I own this place because I'm not going to touch anything dirty.
Exactly. I would ruin it in the first night and then go back to hoodies and jeans. But it's a thought, it's a dream.
Yes. Hmm.
I want to know what she's drinking. I wish I could see the bottle, damn it.
Looks like that bottle looks like a wine bottle, right?
Right, or maybe cognac.
Oh yeah, that'd be more fitting.
Oh no. Good bar, responsible bar owner.
Oh. Oh, because she had the hots for Rick.
Yeah. His Rick's former flame. I don't know. Dalliance. I don't know. Slightly
Dalliance.
Sexist, underdeveloped tertiary character. It's product imitation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Casablanca is not without its problems.
Yeah, which
it was made, long ago.
Absolutely. I think it's good to like recognize it is a good movie, but also be unafraid to recognize its problematic parts. It's still an excellent movie, but there's definitely stuff that's of its time.
For sure. The people who made it weren't completely conscious of the same things that we're still working on being conscious of today.
No. I feel like the reason I like Rick so much is he's got the same energy as Doc Holliday in Tombstone. Just hopeless, but just desperately cool. I don't know. I think Drew pointed out that the white suits might have something to do with the black and white filming, and I think that's probably smart.
Yeah, I mean, also because there's clearly like a little bit of difference in like colors and textures, and like probably everybody was dressed in colors except for Rick's suit is definitely white, but
just to pop,
a lot of them are like. Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I just said that's just a cool way of thinking about how to costume a black and white movie, like knowing that there's going to be because gray still has depth. To learn a color language with colored fabric that's going to ultimately not have color in a film. That's so fascinating.
Yeah. It'd be cool to, I'm not a costumer, but I would imagine it'd be cool to costume a film today that's filmed in black and white with that in mind. Victor Laszlo.
Uh,
Dun, dun, dun. Okay.
I think I hear your cat.
Yeah, she's coming closer. Do you want to say hi? Come here. Come here.
Oh, interesting. Matcha Lynn is in the chat is saying that the Frankenstein's monster is green because they use green makeup to get the right shade in the black and white film.
Oh,
that's interesting.
That is interesting.
Ah.
Right, because you got to get like some kind of gray pallor, but that is cool. I mean, I think it's interesting to think of like how much depth different hues like are going to bring to it, even though it's going to like because it's going to be shot in black and white.
Yeah,
that's so cool. I never knew that.
Yes, thank you for that fact.
Yeah, I'm really trying to get Luna to come over here. But she knows I want her to come, so she's holding back. Okay, come here.
Oh, yeah. See, Lauren just confirmed this movie does not pass the Bechdel test, and that saddens me, but I also cannot say I'm surprised. There's one female character that's even given some agency in the movie, if we could call it that.
Mm-hmm. A good French time. What's a good French time?
I don't know, but I bet it's better than I mean, I think a good French time is probably a good time in general.
Were you about to say it's better than a good American time?
Well, I just like it's been a long time since I've been in France, but I think a French good time was definitely had, and it was good.
Oh, there he goes.
Oh no, my man's in trouble.
Oh no.
Just I like how Sam's just like, oh, damn it, I was playing a song, man.
Messed up his set. Do something. What can Rick do?
That just the parallel of like the violence against the opulence and how quickly they just like back to our cigarettes and our fancy suits.
Back to our French good time.
Oh, that guy doesn't look like any fun.
Mm-mm.
And that's, I think someone already pointed out, but that's Conrad Veidt. It's the guy who started The Man Who Laughs, who inspired the Joker.
Oh,
that's the actor. I might be right in that. Just compare the bar to the same feeling as the cantina in Mos Eisley, and that's fair. That's a fair comparison.
Mhm. Is it just me or are Nazis so nosy?
The Nazis.
Like, I
they
made a
suck.
dossier on you. Yeah, they do. But in particular, they're very nosy. Hmm. Oh, there she is.
Huh? Oh, Ingrid Bergman. Sam, like, shit.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
Oh no.
He's like, I just started playing playing again. It's weird. Why did he just come? I don't really understand what Victor Laszlo thinks he's doing. Like, people are after you.
So he's ordering 2 Cointreau, which, as we talked about in the episode, sounds weird, but, would be considered an aperitif at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's just walking into a cafe that's full of Nazis and ordering Cointreau.
All nonchalant and stuff.
Such a cool moment of flashing the ring that lets you know that they're part of the resistance.
Yeah.
Kind of also taken for Star Wars.
Yeah.
Star Wars used that, not taken from Star Wars, obviously. Timelines. I would be so angry as a waiter. I bought the drinks here. Send it back. Got to explain this.
Wow.
All right.
I mean,
we'll take it.
I was a little worried about how we were gonna make Casablanca gay, but there it is.
I did it for us.
Great. I love you. Yeah, he took so long to explain such a particular thing. If I were, should I be a woman?
Thought about that.
Were Rick were around, I would be in love with Rick.
There is a bit of the fandom in the movie around Rick. It's clear that they want you to think he's just the coolest freaking guy that's ever walked. Every character's kind of like, well, Rick, he's the bee's knees. He's the shit. I don't think they said that back then,
but if they did, that's what they'd say. I tried to bring back the bee's knees. It hasn't quite happened yet, but
Liz, keep trying to make the bee's knees happen, please.
Okay.
It's a great phrase.
I won't give up the fight. I mean, what? Why did they go? I don't understand why they walked into this joint. Oh. Ooh.
Oh, Drew, I'm very curious as to what you're telling us about Madeleine LeBeau in the comics. That's super cool. I didn't realize that she had a bigger story.
I can't see the comments. What do you say?
Oh, I wish more people knew Madeleine LeBeau's story. She's Rick's former lover in the movie. She also was a refugee who used forged documents to get out of Paris before the Nazis invaded. She made it from Paris to Portugal to Central America to Canada to the US.
Cool.
That's very cool.
A champagne cocktail.
There it is. Uh-oh. I feel like it's a moment of personal growth that when I first watched this movie, I rooted for Rick. And then I think more recently, I love Rick, but I root for Victor Laszlo.
He seems like a solid guy.
Yeah. Oh, here it comes. Is everybody ready to cry?
He's already got one.
What's in the bottom of it? Or is that the sugar cube just not broken down?
Maybe they need to break it down. Wait, does she know Rick already?
Yes.
But she said that she didn't?
He was like...
She acted like she...
It's been a while since... I feel like you've seen this before, right?
I have seen it before, but it's been a while.
All right.
And I don't have a great memory for movies.
Well, that's good. You get to... Man, I'm jealous. You get to experience this story.
Yeah. Every time I watch a movie, it's like the first time. Oh.
I just need people to know that I'm going to tear up every time this song is played.
It's so beautiful.
I love that this is such a modern... Go ahead.
No. I was going to say that this movie wouldn't be what it is without this character, without Sam.
Oh, no. But I also love that the impulse to put on the song that reminds you of your former relationship that hurts and listen to it and hurt yourself with a song is still is present here. It's still something we do today. We still do that.
Yeah. Oh, Sam's like, gotta go.
Out.
Did you see how fast he put his
Sam on out? It's like, no, I'm not getting in the middle of your damn drama.
because he even he obviously knows that song, and she was like, play it, Sam. She's like, I don't remember it, I don't know how it goes, I really don't want to.
Well, I love
Oh,
this moment. Rick has a standing thing where he never has a drink with anybody, and this is when he finally has a drink with somebody.
mm.
Oh. Yeah, I never noticed the intense admiration for Rick.
Yeah,
Of
it's kind of
what's the
pretty funny.
the
chief of police.
The chief's name. What's his name?
I don't know.
He's got a big old crush on Rick.
Oh,
I love it.
He does. Anyway, I feel like, I mean, that had to be the motivation. I mean, how do you write? I mean, this one of the screenwriters had, but just put that in. Like, how do you write a line that's like, well, if I were a woman, I'd be in love with her.
I feel like that's that, like, just, like, oh, it's like a man that men admire. It's like, oh, well, certain men. Just say it. Say it.
Yep.
Say it.
Just, yeah, they couldn't say it. But
nope.
although
go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was going to say, although as we talked about, there's I think in
thank you, yes, for no.
Warner Brothers films, there's going to be more likely a chance for them to have kind of like a undertone of something, because they were like one of the more progressive studios. But
interesting.
But it's still old Hollywood, so it's not going to be apparent. Then don't have a great. Aw.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, Drew Harder just pointed out. Thank you for Captain Renault. Thank you, but also pre-Hays Code. So that's when they came down with I think that was like the hard anti-homosexual, like in film legislation.
Yeah. I think you're right.
Sam's too good for all these people. It's like, oh, you're gonna sit here and drink a bottle of whiskey? Okay.
Yeah. My watch stopped. Okay. I'm not going to enable you.
Yeah.
Oh, that hand over the face is iconic. That like pushing. So expressive.
Oh, now he wants to hurt himself with a song too.
Poor Sam. He's like, I really don't want to. Like,
I don't want to do this
not
to you.
Healthy. This is not healthy.
Like if my Elliott Smith CDs could talk to me. Taylor, do you really want to listen to this again? It's just gonna hurt.
Aww. Aw, look, he's tearing up. Memories. Ah.
Just that this is a wind machine and like a screen behind a car. Like I love this.
Yeah. I love that. Aw.
No windshield. It's fine.
They don't have bugs in France, so.
Or safety concerns.
No.
More champagne.
They were happy ones.
And I love that that's the basis of their relationship is like, we're just happy now. We're going to move forward. Because I think, since you learn it through the movie, but they both came from tragic backgrounds. And I don't know. The relationship, I think, is very, I don't want to give anything away, but I think it's a very beautiful, like, this is just one of those things that happens in a moment.
Mm. Aw. That's such a cute line.
No.
Aww.
Cry.
You're gonna cry.
I think it's
Here
the backdrop
come the
of
Nazis fucking it all up.
Like just what they were living through. I mean, just the time period.
Yeah.
It's just it's so deeply sad. And the idea of just so many lives just torn asunder. It's,
Yeah.
Also, her beret. What? I love
That's
that.
a great beret.
I'm
Her
not crying
style
anymore because of
movie.
that. Absolutely.
The beret brought you out of it.
Is it weird that I would wear everything that both of them are wearing in the scene? Everything.
Yeah.
Everything she's wearing, everything he's wearing. That's what I want to be. I don't know what that means. Well, I do. I figured that out, but.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I love his little flower on his lapel.
Right.
It's just like, it's so, I love like everything that they're wearing in that flashback is like very like whimsical and like sensitive. The little like flower on his lapel and the little, and then like, I love that little flower. I don't know why I'm fixating on that. He's got polka dots in his bow tie.
But you're right. It's whimsical. It's a different
it's like
Rick.
before they had, before they had worries. Oh, even Sam's there and he's got a polka dot bow tie too.
Also just such a, just that idea of, well, we know what's coming, so let's drink the champagne.
Mm-hmm.
I finished my champagne cocktail. I am not going to make another cocktail, but I am going to put a little bit of.
Already there, bud.
Yeah, all right. All of their eyebrows.
I was just about to say that.
just look at her eyebrows, but also his.
Her eyebrows are perfect.
Hers are amazing.
Yeah, hers are just so like look like a painting, like a line drawing.
Yeah.
An ink drawing, and then yeah, his are so sad and droopy, like a like one of those little hound dogs.
No,
like a bloodhound.
I
kind of
don't
looks like a bloodhound.
I don't find a lot of I guess I'm saying I don't find a lot of cis men attractive. I don't know, like masculinity. I have varying levels of attractions to it, and the actors that I'm attracted, like Humphrey Bogart, like Steve Buscemi, it's like I just like very specific, unique faces, like
yeah,
expressive, unique, and like that's it. That's what I can name. Like in the 100 years of cinema, actors I'm attracted to: Steve Buscemi, Humphrey Bogart.
That's great. Young Steve was hot.
Yo, Parting Glances, an amazing like queer movie if you've not seen it. But it has young Steve Buscemi, and it is just
chef's kiss. There's something about her face. I think that a lot of actresses in this time period had this quality of like vulnerability in their face, just like openness. It's just really beautiful. Like you can just oh,
that artillery fire in the background.
Yeah.
Kiss me as if it were the last time. Okay, party foul, but worth it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the ink dripping.
Right.
So dramatic.
The amount of water they're dumping on these actors right now.
Yeah. For real.
It's like intense.
And imagine like how many takes they had to do.
Oh, right. Just getting drenched.
They're just like completely saturated.
But still just looking so cool. Oh, Sam.
Aww.
He cares for his buddy.
Sam knows. He's been there. Oh.
Oh, that's another third of the bottle that Rick's gone through. I just love that setup that he's sitting there drinking in silence, and this is where his mind's going, is retracing all these painful memories with her.
There she is.
That just cut, like angular lighting there.
Yes.
No, okay. Did you?
Ugh.
Oh.
Ah.
Right?
Yeah, good. Thank you, Ingrid Bergman. I'm not going to dignify that with a response.
I wanted to see what the label said. I think he's drinking whiskey, though. I'm fairly certain he's drinking whiskey.
Yeah, I think so. We are almost halfway through the movie. Should we think about taking an intermission soon?
Yes. Let's pick a timestamp here. Perhaps never underestimate American blundering. There.
No. Another great hat.
Oh, I love her outfit in this scene. Like, I don't get the physics of it.
Great.
Right? It's like a striped shirt. There's like this like flounced one piece. It's just great.
That's very good. They want him to be a rat.
Thank you, Drew. I felt like I read somewhere that it was supposed to be American whiskey, so that he's drinking bourbon would make sense. It's also kind of a sweet homage to the home that he can't go back to. So I like the idea of Rick drinking American bourbon, kind of in his despondency. Oops.
Oh, that was so.
Ugh.
That was dirty.
Renault's an interesting character. He's not a good character, and I think he gets a much fairer shake than he deserves in this movie. But
Renault, the chief of police.
mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's figure out. We're going to give people a heads up for intermission here.
Yeah.
So perhaps after this sequence, maybe, like we're at what? We're at a.
Yeah, I think that would be good. I'm gonna need to plug in this iPad so it doesn't die.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you do that while we're still streaming?
Yeah, I can do that. I'm just gonna unplug my headphones, so the sound might be. I might have to like mute myself for a little bit, so that we don't get an echo, you know.
Yeah, Joseph just said the 60-minute mark. I that might be like Adam in the middle of things. I was gonna try to aim for like a cinematic moment, but you're right. Probably just a timestamp that we can all follow is a better idea. So let's I like Joe's idea. Let's do the 60-minute mark.
Perfect.
All right, so we're just coming up on 56 minutes right now. So it's 60 minutes. We're gonna mute. We're gonna make the French 75. Any discussion that you want to have in the comments, we're just gonna take a 10-15 minute intermission, take a break. Pop popcorn if you have it, or just make another drink.
Ooh, I'm sorry.
Well, are you okay?
Yeah, I just dropped.
You are. Wow. Where are you?
You can't see me?
Oh no, I just see fabric and you're there, but there's a lot of fabric as well.
I'm here. Here I am. The fat gent at the table. You will not find a treasure like this in all Morocco, mademoiselle. Only 700 francs. Doesn't matter, thanks. The ladies are friends of rings. For friends of rings, we have a small discount. Did I say 700 francs? Oh, that's a large discount. For special friends of rings.
Oh, there it is. Oh, bourbon. Okay, he said it.
Oh yeah, great. Very fitting.
I'm reasonably sober. Ah, come on.
Oh. Ah. Oh. Damn.
He didn't know that he was the side chick this whole time.
He had no idea.
It's not that simple. But
The Germans have outlawed miracles.
it's probably because I'm old, but I actually love the love between Victor and Ilsa. Like it's different, but I think it's really beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, they've definitely been through some shit together. Oh, that's right. Rick has the letters.
Oh, wait. Oh, shit. I think we might have gone past our timestamp.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Oh,
wait.
No.
Yeah, it's
We're
now.
50 seconds
now.
over.
Okay.
Well,
let's stop.
Well, we're gonna. Sorry, y'all. Yeah, people are gonna stop it. Oh no.
Did people stop it?
We said 50. We said 60. Okay, so I'm 1 second over. Okay,
we said
cool.
60.
Cool. Yes. I was like, I don't know how time works. Okay, yes. So we have stopped. I'm at 1 hour and 1 second, but that's fine. Because I think I was running about a second. Sorry.
Oh, bless you.
Ooh.
Well, let's say just in case we stopped at different times, everybody, we'll just restart it at 1 hour.
Yeah. So
that we can all be in the same.
I panicked. For some reason, I thought a minute consisted of 50 seconds. That's where I was. Hey, time. You mean nothing anymore. All right. We have now we've paused our movie at the 60-minute mark, the 1 hour mark. We have about 41
let's
minutes
take
left.
10 minutes. So let's take 10 minutes and make another cocktail. We could make the French 75.
I think that's a great idea.
Yes.
Yeah, let's make it French 75. Anybody that has any thoughts or reflections on the movie, go ahead and hit us up in the comments. We can have a little discussion. Liz, I mean, this is your first time seeing it in a while. What do you think so far?
I am surprised because I don't usually, I'm going to take these off now and just deal with how shiny I am that I didn't realize because I had this sunglasses on. I actually am finding it I remembered the last time I watched it, I didn't have as much patience for old movies and like long movies that weren't more like, I could watch something if it was more like fanciful, like Wizard of Oz isn't in this category. Like I will watch a long movie if it's like fantasy, but in this genre of movies and this time period, like I remembered this movie being a lot longer, so I'm kind of surprised that we only have 40 minutes left. Like it feels like we haven't been watching for that long. It definitely like, I mean, it does move very like, and I love how like all of the things that are happening were really like getting the context for everything through their relationship. And that's like one of the really beautiful things is like there's like, of course there's like all of these things going on, and that's like there's the plot of the film, but then it's like the POV of their relationship is what's really interesting of how they're telling the story. And the fashions.
The fashions. I mean, even the staging. And I mean, it's not like I'm not gonna like wax romantic about old Hollywood. We've done enough research to understand like there's a lot of obviously a lot of problems there. Yeah, but I do think it is interesting how much of this movie is just built on dialogue. It's just built on close-ups and dialogue. Like nowadays, if you had a movie set to the backdrop of a world war, you would assume there's going to be some action. And I mean, the most action we get in this movie is really, it's right at the beginning.
Yeah,
there's not any to come. But yeah, but it's very downplayed, it's very contained, and it's not staged with like epic camera angles. The camera really is focused on setting the scene and then like focused on the players. And I guess that kind of comes from like a Hollywood that's still, you know, actor driven. It's still focused on performance driven like movies, but I don't know. For me, it's a sweet spot because I can't help, like, my brain is a comic brain, so I always think about like how you tell a story in comics, and you know, there's a big divide between like character focus and like word focus versus like action sequences. That's a very modern way we expect comics to progress, with action. But you know, like, is that the best use of the medium? I don't know. So I don't know. I love old movies because there is such a, it's like stagnant in a way that I find really beautiful.
Yeah, I think that's very well said, and that's a great point, because like you kind of, everyone remembers that Casablanca is this iconic romantic movie, and I think that it's less remembered that it's a war movie, even though like most of it isn't like taking place in kind of like it's not action, like high action live combat stuff. Like it is about this war going on. I feel like I kind of like you know, like you think about like Sound of Music, and like you kind of forget that it's about World War II too, and you're like, oh shit, that's right, there's Nazis in this movie, even though the Nazis are definitely in this movie like from the beginning. But it's so like, I like that it's like a wartime setting, and that is very much integral to the plot, but it's about their romance.
I mean, that's such a, it is a really beautiful setup because I mean, ultimately what, in these times where it seems these massive social upheavals happen, it's individual people that are part of it, and individual lives become so, just so complicated. And there's I love that it's a story that comes from like the wartime era, but it is just so focused on human interactions. It is just about these small individuals that are trying to do something. And I mean, I do think there's a beautiful, obviously we're not at the end of the film, so we can talk a bit more about what the film ultimately means at the end, but I do think that there's a beautiful message here about the power of one individual, what you can do as just one person. And that's, I don't know, I mean, that is an ageless idea. There are things about the movie that have not aged well. I think the ideas behind it have aged well. I think they're still very prevalent. And I think this is cool.
That's fair to say.
Joseph just informed us in the convo that they sent the script under a false name to a bunch of studio readers in the 80s, and they thought it had too much dialogue and not enough sex. And I mean, that's the thing. Like usually I want more dialogue and less sex in any movie ever. So that's, I think, why I like it. Like, I'm not anti-sex. I just really I like dialogue. I like characters connecting. I like character
give me some character development,
right? Like,
let's build this relationship.
I just wordplay. And as you point out, it's a war movie about civilians trying to escape it, and that's so often, you know, I feel like movies that glamorize war, I have a hard time with. And I do think that wartime movies that focus on the human element, the fact that, you know, there are so few people that get the glory of war, and it's ultimately it's suffering and it's loss and it's displacement, and that's what this movie's about. It's people that were displaced, that were thrown off course, and they have to learn how to live entirely new lives because of what was given to them. And I think that's what you actually experience living through something like this. You know, it's not all like gunplay and glory. It's mainly just upheaval to your life and having to readjust to things that aren't really fair. So I don't know. This is the kind of war movie that I will enjoy. I don't necessarily like a lot of war movies, but yeah. Yes. Uh, I don't like the idea of Michael Bay's Casablanca, Drew. That'd be so bad. There would be a bomb they had to defuse that was put in the center of the bar, and Rick would have to sacrifice his life. Like, it would just be bad. All right. I'm gonna keep like monitoring the chat over here. So any observations, thoughts you have, please feel free. I'm gonna start walking us through the French 75. We've done this before, but you know, it's one of the few cocktails that are actually ordered in this movie. I don't think it's been ordered yet. I think it's gonna come up.
Not yet.
Yeah, it's gonna come up, but we're gonna get out of the way. I'm actually gonna make a slightly modified one because it's what I have on hand, but I'm gonna give you the right specs. So what I do for French 75, and I'm gonna be making it in a flute. It's like a 5-ounce glass. So I'm gonna do 1/2 ounce of lemon juice. Usually it's 1/2 ounce of simple syrup. I didn't have any on hand. I could have made some, but I love grapefruit flavoring, so I'm going to use some grapefruit liqueur. This is my Pamplemousse Rosé. Yeah, grapefruit and champagne is just one of my favorite combinations. That's my go-to mimosa, is like either grapefruit juice and champagne or pamplemousse and champagne. But I'm going to do 1/2 ounce of my pamplemousse. But if you're at home making this, 1/2 ounce of simple syrup, something sweet. This is just your sweet component. So, you know, fill in the blank as you see fit. And then I'm going to do just 1 ounce of gin. I've not opened this gin yet. I just bought this new. This is I'm just lucky that my liquor store constantly has a sale on Roku gin. It's the gin
I love Roku gin.
I love Roku. It's made by Suntory. It's one of the projects they launched in the wake of how much, like, Suntory, of course, known for their whiskey. They're in short supply these days. So, like any smart distillery, things like vodka and gin are quick to make. And I love this particular gin. It's very citrusy. It has a lot of yuzu notes. It's really bright. It's not heavy on like juniper. It's really it even has. I don't think it actually, which kind of breaks a rule of gin. I don't think it actually has a juniper note in it. It's sakura, yuzu, sencha, sansho, and tea. So it's a weird gin, but I love it. It's very floral. It's very bright. It's very citrusy. I'm going to use 1 ounce of it.
Nice.
Yeah. So
don't spill that gin on your keyboard.
It's over there. Ooh.
Okay.
All right. So I get my gin, my lemon, my sweet component. I'm gonna shake this up with some ice that is basically melted while we've been doing this because I didn't really foresee.
That's okay. You got enough in there, right?
It's enough, yeah.
Nice. Shake it up. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it.
Oh, I didn't bring a strainer. That's okay. I can use one of my favorite techniques.
Yes. I love it when you do this. I don't understand how it works, but I love it. I've never done it successfully.
Seal between the two shakers and just, yeah.
Yeah. I think that there's some talent there.
I mean, I've been doing this for a minute.
Yeah.
All right, and I'm gonna top it with some bubbles.
I'm gonna top myself with some bubbles.
I think you should. And for garnish, I'm gonna do another lemon twist on this. You can do a twist, you can do a wheel. I like the twist because, especially if you're using simple syrup, this drink can tend to play a little sweet. So I think that the lemon oils really cut through that sweetness. They add a nice little moment of aromatics and bitterness on top. All right, there's my French 75. As we discussed earlier, named after a piece of French artillery. originated in World War One. It's a gun, and named as such because it packed a punch. I mean, if you actually look at the specs, it's not that crazy strong, but for the time period, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they're used to drinking Cointreau, so it's a little punchier than that.
That's true.
Mm.
I love a French 75. I feel like my recognition of my favorite cocktails has changed as I've gotten older. Like I used to feel like I had to say something very like strong and respectable, like an old fashioned or just a neat thing. But really, like a French 75 classic or a modified French 75. I love champagne cocktails. I love bubbly cocktails.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm not ashamed
Yeah.
now. I like bubbly cocktails and Lady Gaga, all right? I'm in my 30s.
Yes.
Only God can judge me. If you believe in him. I don't know. All right.
Oh, yes.
I'm going to check in on the comments real fast, and then we will count back into the movie. But I just want to see what y'all are talking about.
While we're in the comments, let us know if the audio how's the audio now, because I can't plug in my headphones and charge and like be connected to power at the same time. So I might have to mute myself a little bit. I don't know.
Oh, that's really beautiful. Thank you all for providing us so much cool information in the comments. First off, the fact that Madonna wanted to remake this movie, I think that this is the epitome of a movie that should never be remade. I don't think you should. I think that there are problems which you discussed. There's a certain element of like sexism and even racism. I think Sam's an amazing character who is a good friend and companion to Rick. At the time, his role was considered very important for like Black actors in Hollywood. What a major part he plays. But in our current, I think two things can be true at once. At its time, it was important. Now, in retrospect, it's a bit like he's treated as like something that is an asset to Rick and less of a friend, even though he's the best friend that Rick has in the movie. It's displayed in the script. So there are problems to it, but I don't think a remaking a movie that's this iconic is just like, it's just, there are problems that should be recognized. I don't think you should remake it to fix it because everything else about the movie is perfect. I don't think it's a perfect film for reasons we've discussed, but I don't think it should ever be remade.
Right. I mean, that's the nature of progress, is that like what was progress 40 years ago is not progressive now because we've progressed. That's how progress works. But we can acknowledge that it was, for its time, it was pretty progressive in that respect, and for us looking at it now, that's a bigger statement of like how far we've come and how far we still have yet to go.
Yeah, well, exactly. I mean, we're not in a post-racist society. I hope that's not groundbreaking to you, but yeah, and it still definitely has elements. And I mean, and the way that the females are treated in the movie, it's not great. So I think it's totally okay to love a movie, to think it's iconic, to think it's great, and also to critique and be aware of the problems it has. And that's
absolutely.
That doesn't take away from it. I got in an argument once where somebody was trying to tell me that Casablanca was a perfect film, and I'm like, it might have been at a time based on the standards of the time, but it's not a perfect film. I don't know if that exists. I don't like that idea. All right, let's see. Lauren, I've made cocktails with Roku gin. Lauren just commented that they don't like the juniper taste of gin, and so maybe they would like the Roku. I've never really noticed that. I mean, it has I thought it was a rule of gin that you had to use juniper, but I am looking at everything on this label and maybe I'm just, I mean, I guess maybe you don't have to. It might be a suggestion, not an enforcement. And this one definitely does not have a juniper flavor to it. There's no pine tree essence to the Roku gin. It's also very affordable.
I think it's important for that kind of gin to exist because not everyone likes that pine flavor. And some people are really opposed to gin because of that. I mean,
I've heard so many people say that. Like, I don't like gin because I don't like the taste of a pine tree. And I think that there's some like dry gins or like, I feel like London dry gins have that flavor very aggressively. It's usually a base spirit that's just infused with juniper and very few modifiers. But this day, the popular style of gin is very botanical. It's very like in favor of the other stuff that goes into gin. It's what I see most people ordering and preferring. And I kind of agree with it. I like really heavily botanical gin. So I don't know. It's gin is infused vodka. That's all it is. Gin is infused vodka. So
secrets.
Yeah. All right. Liz, your audio is good. Thank you all for confirming that. I'm glad we're having a good French time. We got our French 75s. We've got our cocktails at home. Yes. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting.
And if you take photos of yourself in costume or enjoying your drink or just the cocktails you made, please tag us in those photos so we can see them and retweet them.
I don't know if anybody has already. I kind of want to check and see.
Someone did. One person did take a photo of their cocktail. Who did that? Just now I saw that. I saw it. I retweeted it. Oh yeah. Lauren did. Thanks, Lauren.
Thank you, Lauren. Oh, Lauren, you're here with us. You're posting pictures. You're here with us. Thank you. Gin tastes like aftershave smells, but in a good way. That's fair. Look.
Yeah, maybe that's your thing.
It's funny. Gin is funny to me because it is that like the base of gin doesn't have to be any one thing. You know, with whiskey, we know it has to be like, well, like bourbon has to be corn to a certain degree. Like rye has to have rye in it. We kind of know what it's made of. Tequila has to be agave. Gin is funny because it can kind of be made from anything that's grain neutral and infused with anything. So it's really just, it's so many things. We just stick to that idea that gin is supposed to taste like a pine tree. And I like the like front runners in this, like, or what if we just made a really good herbal infusion that was like foolproof, which is what a lot of these like cool different kind of gins that you get on the market now are, because the formula is so forgiving for so many like different flavors. So yeah, if you're afraid of gin because you had shitty gin or even like good gin but very specific, like Beefeater, you've only ever had Beefeater, you've only ever had Seagram's, like get out there and try some aromatic botanical gins because they can do so many things. Gins. It's just the difference of infusion. That's like saying I like, and this is a very simplified way to say this. Oh my God. That's like saying it's
a simplification.
Yes. I don't like vanilla vodka, so I doubt I'll like grapefruit vodka. It's like, well, that's two flavors. They're just different flavors.
Yeah.
Gin is like, it's just
that's true.
Flavors. All right. Okay. Lauren's wife, Tommy, is the one who asked the Shira question last night. Is apparently restaurant managing tonight. I do want to give just a heads up to y'all. We've only got a few people in the chat, so I feel like we can give this away. If you're a fan of Shira, Liz and I are just giving in to our deep desire to talk about Shira in the next episode, which is going to be a little late this week. We've got some technical issues that we got to address, but we're gonna give you a Shira Center cocktail episode. How are we doing that? You just gotta listen and find out. But
we're gonna, yeah.
You know what?
Maybe
that's
we
what
don't even know. It's a mission that we've taken on.
We're gonna look at like
we've decided.
design the drinks that we think the main characters would drink based on both like conjecture, but also like climates that they live in, what like real world people make in those climates. It's going to be super fun. I'm so psyched about this combination of like creative, but also like historical research we're going to do. It's going to be deeply nerdy. It's going to be fun. Yeah. So this is going to be a new type of episode. We won't do these that often. If you're here for the history, if you're here for the booze stuff, like we apologize, but let us have our fun, okay?
Listen, we'll bring you more history. We will. We always do that. We would do that. We want to talk about She-Ra, and a lot of you want to talk about She-Ra. So we've just decided that's just how we're gonna figure out to do an episode. How do we do it? We're gonna figure it out.
It's still gonna have some booze history. I think we're still gonna have some like applicable knowledge there. But
we're gonna take our speculation and then put some facts with it. We're gonna go backwards. We're gonna start at the point we want to be at, and then retrace our steps and justify how we got there.
Like we want this podcast to be around for a long time, so I think that means figuring out new formats of episodes we can do for you, and this is cool. Like figuring out in fictional landscapes realistic drinking cultures. I think it's gonna be a fun challenge. I think we're gonna have fun with it. Yeah. So all right. We should probably get back to the movie soon. Yeah. Thank you all for still sticking with us. This is so cool. I'm just so happy you all are here.
Sorry, it sounded like someone dropped something on my ceiling, but I don't know what happened.
Well,
anyway,
nothing broke through. That's what matters. All right,
nothing broke through. Not yet.
We're gonna count back in with our unholy 6 count. That's just what we're doing. I don't know why.
Yes, we will do this. Before we do it though, I want everyone to make sure that you are at exactly 1 hour in. So that we can restart. Even if we stopped at different times, we can kind of restart from the same time. So we're not like a minute ahead. Yeah.
All right. So we're at 1 hour exactly. That's what we're going to restart. That's what we're going to count into. If everybody's ready.
Everybody ready?
Yes. 6 count, Hail Satan. Yes.
Yes.
All right. So we're going to get into it. All right. We're all there. We're all there at the hour mark. We're all there at the 60-minute mark. I'm going to count us down. And I realized we didn't decide on this. When we say 1, we hit play at 1, or do we hit play after 1? I think we hit play at 1.
Okay, yeah, we hit
play after
only
1
one
last
of us
time.
is saying 1.
Oh, you're right. It's off
after 1.
Okay.
So if we say okay. So what if it's okay. So we do like 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, go. Then go is the
I don't know if that helps.
It's fine. It's streaming. We might be a second off.
I think it's fine. Approximately the same time. Yeah.
I think it's all right. I'm gonna say 6, and then you're gonna take us from there.
Because I know how much you love to say 6.
6. All right, 6.
5.
4.
3.
2.
1. Go. Ferrari's waiting for her answer. That's the first thing I saw. Mm. Sometimes I wonder if like people actually spoke this richly in this time period, or like, I mean, that's kind of like the suggestion when you're watching old films. You're like, oh, this is how they talked in the old days, but like it's also a piece of art. So it's a little bit theatrical.
Well, I mean, a lot of this kind of borders on the transatlantic dialect. And did people actually talk that way, or is that just a theater thing? Is that just a performance thing? I mean, people talk that way.
People spoke in the transatlantic dialect, but I mean, I like to imagine that they spoke in prose this way. Like they like said really cool things all the time to each other. But I don't know if that's true.
I mean, I think that's just the difference between living in like a movie or a sitcom versus real life. None of us say smart things all the time. We all want to.
I try. I usually come up a little short. But you just say everything with a transatlantic accent and then it sounds smarter.
It does. It's true. I like that Eric is just done away with
again.
But he's just done away with his decision to not drink with anybody. He's in the depths of it.
Yeah, he's thrown it all away. Oh, we're about to see a French 75, aren't we?
Yes.
I remember this part. We'll have a whole row.
I like how I feel what Sasha's face says to this day. Like, no, can you just have one? Can we just see where one takes you?
Oh, bar violence. Oh, that's great. I have no conviction. I blow with the wind.
We're running a few seconds ahead of y'all in the chat, but it looks like Drew had a problem with his stream. So maybe if somebody drops a timestamp, that would be cool. We're all around the same place, but I know we're running a few seconds ahead of y'all.
Yeah. I'm at 103.52.
Brandy, okay.
Okay.
That's what we talked about in the episode. The drinking style of Europe was still influencing this movie. I mean, the setting is very accurate to the time, where people are mainly drinking straight spirits, slightly modified spirits. Cocktailing is American thing still. It was kind of lost in Prohibition. It's beginning to take root in European cities, but it would not have been here with a bunch of expats.
Oh, her blouse is great. I'm sorry, I know that had nothing to do with what you said. I just noticed she was like wearing it was like a cheetah print blouse. Oh.
Does everybody just have a tiny glass for brandy in their pocket at all times? The answer is no.
Just like any other man, only more so. You just answered a question with no answer.
Well, that's still a problem.
Yeah. Hmm.
This scene is hard.
Oh.
So the implication here, did you follow that?
I'm not sure. Tell me about it.
Renal is offering her exit passes, but she's gonna have to do sexual acts to get them.
Oh, okay.
So she's asking.
They're very subtle.
It's very subtle, and I mean, but it's also a very important scene in the movie that establishes a lot about Rick's character because he realizes like his friend's gonna help these people out as his friend as long as this girl does what he wants, and that is Rick's decision to make if he helps them otherwise. Which I don't know. When people think this movie is revolutionary or did things that other movies didn't do at the time, I think this is one of those moments where it does something better than what it was expected at the time.
Yeah. Ooh.
Of course, at the time, to say that outright would have been inappropriate, but
Oh, of course. Oh shit. He's helping him win. What is this?
that's really the first moment in the film that you get the idea of who Rick really is, which I think is really beautiful.
A couple thousand less than I thought there would be.
I mean, it's an interesting character for these reasons. Like if he didn't seem to care not at all, he wouldn't be able to actually take care of people, which is just such an interesting character build.
Yeah.
Given his circumstances in the world order, you know. Sasha. My favorite character, Sasha. It's just
Carl better keep his mouth shut. He's gonna get in trouble.
Yeah, Renal is trash. Sorry, he is. I like that he has a crush on Rick. I hate everything else about him.
Yeah, he's definitely, I mean, that line kind of sums it up, the like, I have no, what did he say? I blow with the wind, I have no, he didn't say I have no conscience.
Yeah. Well, he's an excellent foil to Rick, because he's what Rick is supposed to be portraying, that he doesn't care. He's there for the fun, he's there for the money. But
Mm-hmm.
you know, that's not really who Rick is, whereas it is, I don't know.
Yeah. Mm.
I appreciate it, but I don't accept it. I love this scene.
Oh shoot.
What's wrong?
My connection got a little weird and I lost my place. What's your timestamp? Are they singing?
They are singing. I'm at 1:12:57.
Okay, great.
I think this is one of the, I don't know. I mean, this movie has problems, but this scene, and as many people have pointed out in the comments, there were a lot of people that worked on this movie that were actually people that escaped the war. So it's that's
awesome. Oh, how she's looking at Victor. She's so proud of him.
It's such a beautiful moment where it's just like, that's all they can do. They are just civilians, outclassed, outmatched, that they are outranked, but they can sing and they can come together louder than these other people. And sometimes that's all we have. Hi, I'm crying again. My name is Taylor. I cry a lot.
Aww. But everyone's having such a good time. Oh. Oh my. They said no fun, no fun allowed.
I don't like his character at all.
No, he's not cool.
I mean, we're supposed to like him, and he's charming, but no.
Renaud? How are we supposed to like him? I mean, I guess that's, I can watch this movie and believe that we're supposed to like him, but like I never
He's
really
a
felt
scam. No, he's a terrible person.
He's just bad. Just a terrible person. Another great dress. Or blouse.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he's giving you space. It's okay. He understands.
I don't think Victor would be mad.
I think he gets at this point. Like,
yeah. Ugh. Oh, I think that's like what's so gut-wrenching about this movie is that she really loved both of them.
she did, and I think that's, I mean, that's the crux of the movie, is that I don't think she's lying to either of them. But that's
No.
just imagine being in any of their positions. Just
Yeah. Like, I mean, that's the this whole backstory of Victor being in the concentration camp. Like, she had every reason to believe that he was dead.
yeah. Oh, and that's I think that's exactly why she was with Rick, but also she loved Rick.
Yeah, of course.
And that's, I mean, like a lot of like people point out in the comments, is a movie about the people that are out tertiary to war, that suffer from war and their lives. And I think that's just to see like that these were people that just had simple desires. They wanted love, they wanted companionship. I mean, Victor Laszlo clearly is an amazing man who wanted bigger things, but like our core characters are just people that are trying to navigate humanity, and in a time when humanity is lacking. I don't know. I think that's what makes this story so important and so lasting, is that it's just so human. It's so sad.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody believes that, Rick.
I'm the only cause I'm interested in. What?
Yep. She's given him some good like therapy here. I mean, that's a little harsh.
Yeah,
but...
she is. Yeah, she's doing a lot of emotional labor.
And just imagine that moment. it's just... She can't do it because she loves Victor Laszlo, but she also loves him. It's a beautiful story. But this moment, like,
yeah,
I think his behavior is that he loves her, he doesn't want her to go ultimately, and she loves him, but she has to go.
yeah. Ugh. Mm.
What do you think? I'm not team Bogey in this. Like I said, I'm team Victor Laszlo, but I do think it's a beautiful story about three people that aren't bad people. Like, I think
Yeah,
Ilsa, I think Victor, I think Rick. They're all good people trying to do good things, but life has just dealt them a shit hand, and they're all good people.
yeah. I'm Team Ilsa.
Yeah, I mean, I want her to do what's ultimately good for her. I'm Team Sam. I think he's in the background of all. I'm Team Sam and Sasha. I care about Sam and Sasha. Like, I want them to be okay, but all right.
Yes.
I work for a living. It's nice to be able to have romantic interludes and wear white tuxes, but I'm not there yet, all right?
Yeah, I want them to be good too. I like a lot of the side characters in this movie are very endearing and you really get, even like with the very limited dialogue that they have, you get like a really nice character development on them.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's, you know, okay, Lauren's signing off because they're going to join a Zoom Yahtzee party. But thank you for joining us, Lauren. I appreciate you being Team Sam. I'm Team Sam more than any other team in this movie. So thank you for joining us. Please tell your wife. Join us for our She-Ra podcast next week. We are going to be making a lot of very gay cocktails. So come join us. Thank you.
Yes. Thanks, Lauren.
Oh shit.
He's looking at you, kid. Oh. Who's that? Oh. That Victor and Carl? Oh, shoot. They should have postponed that meeting.
A few people in comments are concerned that maybe we need to do a comedy next. Monty Python's a great suggestion. There's not a lot of booze there. Blazing Saddles, not so much. I think if we're gonna do a funny movie next, we should do Coyote Ugly. To be fair.
Yay!
I think Coyote. I have not seen that movie since it came out, but I don't know. Maybe we should watch Coyote Ugly together.
I think we should. I'm very much in favor of it. Yeah.
Does Hustlers fall into a bar movie? That I would say that does.
I think it does.
Fucking love that movie. That was my favorite movie of the last year.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, I'm angry that it didn't win awards. Jennifer Lopez deserved a fucking Oscar, and fuck you and the entire Academy for not nominating Jennifer Lopez for that fucking Oscar. I'm sorry that
I haven't even seen it, and I know that she deserved an Oscar.
Doesn't earn that. No, it's a good movie, but mainly because Jennifer Lopez. But Coyote Ugly, yes, but also Hustlers. I hope not what I thought. I love that movie.
I mean, I think it's worth it because you can't, because it if we're doing bar adjacent things or drinking things, but it takes place in a strip club, but they always have a bar, so it's there.
Exactly, yeah. And that's what I think Coyote Ugly is a good one to because that's essential. But I like Hustlers because a lot of the movies on the list we've made, I don't think have great female representation. It's just because of the nature. I mean, I've been bartending for 10 years. It's a little sexist. So the movies inherently are a little male oriented, but I like Coyote Ugly and I liked Hustlers because it just put women in the driver's seat. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're at a good point in the film. I went off on a tangent.
It's important. We'll discuss. We'll put a pin in it. We'll discuss later.
Oh, yeah, but I am down for that. I love Hustlers.
You know I'm down.
So fucking good.
I'm excited to see it. I haven't seen it yet.
It's so I don't know. I mean, Lizzo is in it. Fucking so good.
Lizzo, Cardi.
Cardi's in it. I just the entire Lily Reinhardt is in it. Betty Cooper. Her role is my favorite, but I mean, not my favorite. I think there are better characters, but her role is the one that I related to most. But everybody's amazing. JLo deserved an Oscar nod, and I'm angry that she didn't get one. I'm angry she didn't win one because I'm gonna focus on Casablanca now and stop railing for JLo.
When we watch it, we'll talk about this.
I have strong feelings about Jennifer Lopez. Okay,
I know. Everyone.
She's very important and doesn't get the respect she deserves. All right.
She doesn't.
Great conversation.
She's like a quadruple threat.
She's everything.
But we can talk about that when we watch. Yeah, when we watch Hustlers, we'll talk about JLo.
Okay. All right.
Because there'll be lots to talk about. I don't understand why he thinks that Victor's gonna let him and Ilsa go so that Victor can stay in Casablanca. That doesn't make any sense because that's not what Ilsa wants, and that's not what Vic. I mean, nobody wants that except for Rick.
Well, that's what Rick gets away with the woman he loves. I mean, it's been established that he wants to leave. He wants to go back to America.
Yeah, but I don't really he needs Victor and Ilsa to be cool with that plan, and I just don't understand why he thinks that's gonna happen.
Ilsa's not going to leave Victor. I mean, okay. At this point in the movie watching, we don't know that. We don't know that. Because we know the end of the movie, so we know that she will, but like if we were watching this and had no frame of reference, we know that she's not going to. But I also feel like characterization wise, like she knows that like Victor needs to, like, he's gonna, like, they're gonna kill him if he doesn't leave. So if he doesn't get out. So like why she was, anyway, let's watch. Let's watch. Let's see what happens.
No, I agree. It's the next, what we've got like about 20 minutes left. Oh gosh, we got 9 minutes left. We got 9 minutes left this movie. The next 9 minutes are just what you think is happening versus what happens. I still deeply wonder if she's actually okay with this. I don't think she is. I think she's just playing Rick.
Yeah. And does Rick think that he's playing, because like we know that Rick, although he's tried to convince us otherwise, is at heart like a do the right thing guy because of what he did for the couple.
No, I would argue at this point in the movie, he already knows what he's going to do. I'm not going to give anything away, but he already knows what he's going to do. But yeah. Yeah, so like he knows what his ultimate plan is.
She thinks that she's playing him, and he thinks that he's not playing, but like,
I think she's conflicted. I think she's honestly conflicted. I think she loves them both, and she's conflicted.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, Renal. You don't deserve the role you get in this movie. Should be Sam's.
You need a bad guy, though. Oh shit, he's actually on the phone with the motherfucking Reynolds. How dare you?
No, Reynolds shitty. He's an opportunist.
The Nazi sympathizer.
He just plays the field on whatever he can get that gets him the best seat, and that's what he does throughout the film. But like I said, I think he's a great foil to Rick because that's what Rick is portraying himself as, but you see him make choices that are against his well-being for his morals, and that's why it's important to have that character. So I get the need for that character. I just don't like the fact that
we're not meant to. I think we're not actually meant to like him.
Oh no, people do. He's meant. I think he's designed to be likable.
Oh.
I love that line.
Oh shit. Ah, Nazis. You gotta go, guys.
Like, if you don't know if he thinks he believes that or if that's like he's aware of the truth.
Mm.
That's just like, I think that's my favorite exchange in the movie. It's between Laszlo and Rick. It's like him being like, I love this woman so much that I want her to be loved, and you're the person that can do that. And I'm also willing to accept that everything she did was out of love for you. And maybe it was. I honestly think that maybe it was.
Yeah. Uh
A kiss is just a kiss. Oh God.
whew. Ah.
Yeah, ask him. Rick shot first.
Oh. Don't know who did it.
Oh. This was like this is a redemption moment for Renault, but like no, he's done a lot of shit. Like I don't.
Yeah, he's got a lot of making up to do.
He's got some bitchy water though. Rick is Han. Actually, I would say that Rick is very much a Han Solo archetype.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes. Yes, that exact thing we were saying, like, wants everyone to believe that he has no moral code, but he does. In when it comes down to the wire, he's gonna do the right thing.
Yes, I know. Rick and Han Solo are exactly the same archetype. I would throw in Captain Mao from Firefly in that. Give me some comments. Who else do you think fits that void? But yeah.
It might be a good idea for you to disappear. That's the thing. Like, I feel like Renaud is like he's not doing the right thing out of like willingness to do the right thing. He's
that would be
like,
oh, this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship. I think that's like, I don't like that. I don't know what
Yeah. I mean,
All right,
I
so the movie
do.
is
You're right.
over. I'm gonna stop it so that we can get this out of the way. Y'all that are watching. Okay, cool. All right.
Yes. Okay. So I think that because I forgot that that is the line. He's walking away with Renaud. But like, because like, you know, when you were like, you are supposed to like Renaud, like you're meant to like Renaud. I was like, I don't understand why, like how, but like definitely like with that being the final scene, like yeah, you are like that's what they wanted you to do, but like he's not good. Like he like the only reason why he let them go is because Rick was pointing a gun at him and gave him no choice, and also like
Okay.
he's gonna get in trouble if he then says that like he let this happen.
Well,
You
and
know?
that's why I think like it's not good or bad. It's just that Ronaldo is a great foil to Rick because he exemplifies what Rick is trying to fake to be. Like he is that devil may care. I align myself with what gets me ahead. And so the idea of Rick moving
Yeah.
forward with that kind of character, it's sort of on a metaphor level. I think it works for his character. But the thing that bothers me most, and a lot of people pointed this out as the big flaw of Casablanca, why it's not a perfect film, is that he offers up the cell of like Rick's bar, including Sam. And Sam, you see Sam in flashback. Sam is his best friend. Sam is somebody that deserved
Yeah.
more
That's his
agency in the
boy.
film. And that's my biggest problem with the film is that I think like Sam is such an important backbone to the story, to the heart of the film. And in that moment where Rick says, like, like you can have the bar and Sam's included, it's as much as he says at the end, I don't sell humans, like that's sort of feels like that. And so that's why I feel like if you watch this movie and you're made uncomfortable because of that situation, it's valid. I think it's not a perfect
Yeah,
movie, and
absolutely.
that is a big problem for
No,
me. And
that's
the
like
fact that Rick
that
goes
line
off into the
is
sunset with Renault, it's like if it had been Sam, I would have been like, yeah, that's your buddy, that's your bro. He's been there for you like this entire fucking life. But
yeah.
like this guy's a kind of a shitty character. That's established.
Yeah, I'm wondering though, like if like because he said like what he said to Ilsa was like, "Where I'm going, you can't follow." Like, is he planning on now, like, you know, like he had the conversation with Victor about like, oh, like I know like you did some shit, like you're fighting fascists, like that's in you. You like to do that. Like you're a good person and you're like you're fighting for so like is he like now gonna go like are we to believe that he's now gonna go fight fascism
Yes.
again?
I think that's the idea that he's rejoining the fight, which is something he was a part of. It's why he got like, it's why he ended up where he was. So I do think that's the whole point of the movie, which I think ultimately it is a beautiful movie. It's one of my favorite movies. And I think that the bigger part is that in it's so easy to become disheartened in fighting against things that are impossibly bigger than you. And
Yeah.
I think there's the reason that Rick ends up where he is, where he's just running a bar and ignoring everything, like he still can't stop himself from caring. And ultimately he decides to just embrace that part of him. I think that's a beautiful message. I think that's the central message to Casablanca. It's like, it's not a love story. I think it's a love story, but it's more about Rick's love for humanity and for doing what's right, and less about his love between him and Ilsa. Because I think like she ends up with the person she should end up with. Like Victor Laszlo is a great
Yeah.
character. He's a great guy. He is somebody that is helping the world at large. So and
He
she's somebody
escaped a
that supports him.
concentration camp and he's fighting Nazis. Like
Yeah, like I like he's not like so like I think it's such a modern casting of like, oh no, he's the romantic rival. It's like, no, he's the better choice for her. Rick gave up on humanity at some point, and that
yeah.
he's not blameless in that. Like he did that. He gave up on humanity. He made a stake for himself that where he, didn't have to engage anymore. And I mean, I think that's the beauty of the movie is that like what the relationship that he finds at the end is with his own ability to like embrace the things that he cares about. I think it's a beautiful movie, and Rick's character arc is very beautiful. to me it's very meaningful, but I don't think it's romantic. I think it's about
No.
personal like investigate. I think it's about how you sometimes people come in your life and they're not there to be there forever. They're there to remind you of who you
Yeah.
are. And that's what
Yes.
Casablanca is.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. Because he was about that life before. And then he kind of like, he got his heart broken and he gave up on that idealistic, like his moral mission. Like he gave up on that and then he found it again in the end
Yeah.
through like seeing her again and like remembering not only like their time and like and going through obviously like very very like painful like that was a bit masochistic like
Well, no, I mean what
reliving
he
it and
goes
like
through
being
is
like
I
yeah,
don't know.
but like going through that and kind of like moving past that and deciding like okay like yeah, there was a reason why, like the reason why I met this person in the first place was because this is what I believed in, and then I lost that because I got like derailed by heartbreak, which like in the grand scheme of things, if we're thinking like to bring it back to like this is like a wartime movie, like
Yeah.
there are bigger things to think about.
Well, and like honestly, I think Rick realizes that maybe he was a rebound. Elsa had gone through so much. She had been so close with,
Yeah,
and like she liked the ability to.
but
That's the
that
thing.
doesn't
Like
mean
they liked being able to not have a past, to not recognize the world around them. But that's the base of the relationship was fallacy. The relationship was about not
yeah,
engaging with the world
yeah, you're
around them,
right.
and that was an escape for her. But ultimately, she went back to supporting somebody who needed her, like somebody that was important. Like she became an
Right.
important
I mean,
figure in the rebellion, and he became an important. Rick chose to go back to the fight. So I think it's beautiful. It's like two people inspired themselves to not be together, but rather to go back to doing the work that had to be done. Like
right.
I love this movie because you don't get a happy ending, but I think you do. I think the happy ending, and we're so used to thinking that 1 + 1 = 2. Happy endings are people ending up together. I think that the idea of a movie ending with people realizing truths about themselves and reaffirming who they are
Yes.
is more important than who they end up with. Because hey,
Yes.
as a confirmed out bachelor over here, I think that's finding yourself
Yeah.
is on the way to finding somebody else, but it has to happen first, and it's a beautiful, important step.
Yes, I agree completely, 100%. I think that's like, yeah, I mean, just, I love, you know what, because I love, I mean, I said this before of like we really often think of Casablanca as this like great romantic tragedy, and that is part of it, but it is ultimately like finding a way back to yourself and like what like it's like Rick's journey is that like he ultimately figures out like I gotta stand for something. Like I used to stand
Yeah.
for something. And right now I'm not like right now I want everyone to think that I don't stand for something because like that like, you know, you had like trauma that was like painful, whatever, but like that is the core of who he is, that he does stand for something. So that's really the but I mean, there's a reason why he's the main character is that like, you know, he's going through a journey, like he's finding that moral like ideology again that he lost. But
Uh,
like, yeah.
no, I agree, and I think that's far. I don't know. I think that's better character development. I think that the idea of
Mhm.
being off track and getting on track with your ideals is just so much more interesting to me.
Yes.
And the fact that you see the character, he's already been doing good. We get that. Like he's been a source of good in his small ways that he can get away with. But he's willing to sacrifice his comfortable identity to in the name of goodness at the end. And that's really when it
Hmm.
becomes powerful, which is what Victor Laszlo has done. His name is a
Yeah.
crime. Like so in a way he was confronted with the woman that he loved a man that was be better than he was, and instead of getting like taking her away from him, he's decided to try to become a better man. I don't like, I don't think everything works
Yeah.
in like relation to a relationship, but I think it's a really beautiful, I don't know, it's a beautiful story.
I mean, because it's more about I think the film is more about humanity. Like I'm gonna reiterate this again. Like people think that this is about a romance, but it's like like I kind of love the ending, not the Renaud shit. That's I don't know what that is.
His beautiful friendship should be him
like
and Sam. I'm angry that he didn't be like, Sam, come with me. That's the thing that I think
Sam should have gone with him because that was like they escaped Paris together and like went to Casablanca. But maybe, I mean,
or if they had a conversation where Sam was like, nah, I'm good here, but you go. Like that would have been fine. But Sam deserves agency. Sam deserves agency. That's my problem with Casablanca.
Yes, absolutely. I 100% agree with that. I 100% agree with that. Also, I feel like, yes. I lost it. Come back to me. Oh shit. I was thinking about something. What was I thinking about?
I don't know.
Yes. Oh, because I love the ending. I don't love everything about the ending. Like we said, he definitely should have gone off with Sam and not Renaud. But the idea that like what we kind of think as like a storytell ending is like the romantic leads get together. I like the idea that like they kind of, like that, especially like for Ingrid Bergman's character, for Ilsa, that she doesn't ultimately give in to like because we definitely we love in American cinema and beyond, and like which is kind of evolved from like this storybook kind of Disney idea of romance, whatever, like of love. So like we kind of get it hammered into our heads that what is supposed to happen, the ultimate happy ending, is that you realize that the most important thing is true love, and what you need to do is to follow your heart and find true love, which is like kind of this idea of like, I think like, people believe in true love, and that's cool. But I think like in the grand scheme, especially when you just think about like love in like a bigger sense and expansion of like, like love for humanity, or just like love is expansive, love is abundant, like that's romantic love is really not the most important thing. Like,
well, maybe, but I think that's a great point, because I think that's ultimately what the characters that are, it is a love story, but it's about their love for, I think, humanity. And what you see from Ilsa's character is that she gets that she is an important person in Victor Laszlo's life, and Victor Laszlo is putting forth love. He's operating out of love. Like he is protecting his fellow man. His doctrines are important. She loves him and supports him, and he needs that. And then what Humphrey Bogart's character is left to do is just support that. So it's all about love, but I think it's a different kind of love story. And I think that's beautiful. That's a beautiful observation. Because it is like, not every love story has to end with the two heroic leads kissing. Sometimes it's that people have identified how they can be their best selves, and they're doing that. I just I know, it's
absolutely
a fucking beautiful movie. All right, so we agree that this movie is not perfect, but it is beautiful. It is a beautiful movie. It's just gorgeous. I definitely, hopefully next time we do one of these watch alongs, it doesn't make me cry all the time. Casablanca will always make me cry all the time.
Do you ever cry at Coyote Ugly?
And I don't think I've ever cried at Coyote Ugly. I mean, when she's on the bar at the end and singing, like, it's pretty beautiful. I like that moment. I also cry a lot. I should say that. Like, me crying doesn't mean a thing's sad. It just means that I cry a lot. I cry a lot. Hi.
You're emotionally available.
I don't want to be that person that isn't in touch with my emotions. So I just keep all venues open. And sometimes it's a bad thing, but mostly it's okay.
No,
yes.
I don't think it's a bad thing. I think that's good. Especially like, especially when you're talking about movies where like, this is like the whole reason we watch movies is for catharsis. Like, we want to feel something and we want to experience something through a character's journey. Like, that's the whole point of watching a fucking movie. So like, if you stop yourself from crying when you're watching a movie, just once, at least try it. Like, just let yourself fucking cry. It's wonderful. It's so good. It's so good.
I let myself cry whenever I need to cry, and I don't know if it's good or bad, but I feel like it's worse to not.
I think it's good.
I think that the need to cry is the thing. Like, the need to cry all the time is the thing that, like, maybe if that's not happening, that would be great. But like, I'm never gonna like reject the emotion that I want to feel. I don't know. I feel like that's what, like, ultimately, like, I'd have better control over my emotions. But right as it is right now, I'm one of those criers. Hi.
Hi. I didn't cry at Casablanca because I feel like I have to. I think like it's hard for me to, when I'm watching a movie, when I'm like having a conversation about the movie, it's hard because I really need like that immersion. But I had moments that like I like teared up a little bit. I didn't fully cry at this time, but I'm usually a crier.
Oh, I think
for sure.
However you respond is fine. Everybody's response to their emotion is valid. I just don't think limiting your emotions, it just, it works itself out some way. No, so don't.
I think because if you hold yourself back from feeling those things, then that's like it's not gonna be helpful for you in the long run. Anyway, that was our
No, I think that's all very valid. And thank you. Thank you for sharing that with me. I agree. All right, so we're going to answer a few questions now. I realize it's late. It's 10:30. We're going to hang out for about another half an hour, answer some questions. So if you want to ask us anything, sit in it right now. I'm going to start with the first one that I saw that I thought was interesting. Thank you, Drew, for hanging out with us.
Thanks, Drew. Hey again.
You asked what alcohol is each primary character, and I think that's a great question. I think that Rick is Scotch or bourbon. No, bourbon. Sorry, bourbon.
Rick is bourbon. Yeah, Rick is bourbon because he's longing for his American like past. Like, he can't go back.
Which I think makes his character even more tragic. It's that he hasn't adapted to his environment. He still is a bourbon drinker. So he will figure out how to get the thing he needs, but he hasn't changed.
It's probably hard to get bourbon in Casablanca too. And it's an American spirit.
That's one of the show notes that I read. It was like it's assumed that he's drinking bourbon because he says that, but it doesn't make sense at the time that he could have gotten that. Because we're like, we're kind of in that weird middle ground between prohibition and stuff. So it's like, was bourbon even like mass produced at the time? So the fact that he's drinking bourbon,
right, that was something that people would have been producing in their house and or like small batches, like people would be producing locally, like they wouldn't really be exporting that. So it's got to be like he's got like a bourbon guy. Sending in bourbon.
And he was definitely putting himself at risk to get the drink that he wanted to drink. So I think Rick is clearly bourbon, because it's a sign of his past. It's it's not. It's low in stock, which perhaps men like Rick were at the time. How do you feel about Ilsa? What do you think she is?
Well, she's from Oslo. I feel like I do kind of like. I mean, it's sort of like it's hard because like she doesn't really express preference, because people are always ordering drinks for her. And so like the champagne cocktail, like I feel like Oslo, like very much like this time period, like France and Germany close in proximity and very like shared culturally in drinking, like champagne seems appropriate. But it's also celebratory, and that is a little bit of like her. I mean, you know, when we go to the flashback,
Oh.
like they're drinking champagne, so maybe like reminiscently she's champagne, but she's also like been through a lot. I don't know.
I could see her as like a dry white.
Yes, something a little more mature. A dry white would be, yeah, I can see that. I like that for her.
I think she's a structured white.
Complex.
If we're talking spirits or cocktails, I think she is definitely a very simplistic champagne cocktail. But I would see her, because she is powerful, she is strong, as more like a champagne absinthe situation.
Yes.
I think that's how I see her.
Yeah,
all right.
I like that.
We've got Rick. We've got Elsa.
Victor.
Victor Laszlo. Victor is so. He's just
a
like
revolutionary.
I think he just plays like the romantic rival, but he is the superior partner. Like he is. Rick has lost his way. Victor never did, despite being in a concentration camp. I think the romanticization that gets on Rick, it's like it kind of works in contrast with the fact that like Victor Laszlo suffered horribly, and he was still like was a good man like through it all.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I think something strong and steadfast, but off the beaten path is what I would see for Victor Laszlo.
What do you think? Maybe like not obvious, because we're not in America.
I was gonna say
so the gin is not
Aquavit.
bathtub gin.
I was gonna say like Aquavit or like
I like that.
I feel like I mean that's kind of a Scandinavian origin. I don't know, but I feel like he's got to be something strong, but
and
abrasive.
He's pure, like he's uncorruptible.
Yeah, it's almost vodka, but it's not vodka because vodka was corrupted at the time. I don't know. I feel strongly that
I like Aquavit for Victor.
It's also like translate literally to like the stuff of life, which I think he is the life force. I think he is powering through. Like he manages to do this. So I would say Aquavit, maybe on the rocks for Victor Laszlo would how I see him.
I like it.
All right. Who else we got?
Sam.
Oh, Sam. Fucking Sam deserves a good ass drink. Sam is, so we know he traveled with Rick
from Paris.
From Paris.
Probably from America to Paris, from Paris to Casablanca.
He is a tried and true. He is reliable. What spirits feel like that? I mean, he's also, I guess he is supposed to be an American because of the way he talks. Like
he's an American. And a lot of, that's the thing also, because like it really historically it's like this totally checks, because a lot of Black performers went to France because they weren't getting recognition or like weren't getting the audiences that they deserved in America. Like that's Josephine Baker went to France because they rejected her in America. And I mean, like there's so many Black artists that like did that. I think that definitely checks with his story, because he's an amazing performer. Like he's obviously like, you know, I am going to assume for this purposes, like he accompanied himself. He's an accomplished musician. And that voice, oh my God. Like how many times has As Time Goes By been played, and that is his voice.
Well, to that end, I would say like there's a lot of orders that are classic orders in this movie. I feel like Sam has to be something. I don't think Sam is Bay Spirit. I think Sam is something irreplaceable. I think like Sam is the $100 bottle of champagne. Sam is the high end.
Yeah.
Fucking like I like celebratory, light, spirited, but the right shit. Like I don't know. That's how I feel.
Yeah, because also
character.
because like that Sam has definitely seen some shit. Like he had to have seen some shit, and then but like throughout the movie, like he's always trying to keep the spirits light. He's like, I mean, both times those characters try to get him to play their
they just drag him into
song. He's
their
like,
shit.
I don't remember. Like maybe you want to sing something different.
No,
like
Sam is the emotional heart of this movie. He is the fucking core, and that's why I think he is actually. Yeah, I'm gonna double down that. I think he is the like proper pour of respectable champagne. He is the prize. He is the thing that should be left on its own. The thing that I think he's a great character, and
I think that goes with him.
Deserves a proper pour.
Top shelf champagne for Sam.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, Sam is a champagne that reminds you of the happiest of times. He keeps it light. He brings up fond old memories, even if they're painful. Drew, I agree with you. I think that's yes. I think we're all hitting on the same spot. Like champagne Sam. Champagne Sam. That's what we're
Champagne Sam. He's $1 million bucks.
So okay. Who else we got here?
Sasha.
Oh, we Sasha. Okay, so Sasha's the bartender. How do you feel?
I feel like he's keeping it very simple for himself because he's making cocktails, he's pouring drinks for everybody. He's like very much, and he seems to me like a very involved bartender in the way that like he's gonna want to entertain you. He's gonna want to have a conversation with you. He might just be drinking whatever you're drinking because like for the purpose of like having a conversation with you. But if he's just sipping something on his own, because you don't get the impression that he's ever like getting drunk behind the bar, but like I would assume that he's sipping on something. Maybe just something that he enjoys that's kind of, I always kind of go back to this thing of like, if like, you're not really trying to you're not trying to party, but like, you're just trying to like drink something that you enjoy. And like, you can like, you'd be able to, oh shoot. Yeah. Okay, good. That you'd be able to enjoy for a long time. Like maybe even a vermouth cocktail. They got vermouth. They're in France, technically.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
What do you think? About Sasha?
Oh, I mean, Sasha's Sasha's the bartender. I don't know. I mean,
maybe he's just sipping on vermouth.
I think as a bartender, vermouth cocktails appeal to me because they're lower alcohol and I pour myself vermouth shots a lot. So I like that read. We don't get that much about the character, but I'm okay with that. I think like for he's good at his job, he stays sober. So a vermouth cocktail,
and vermouth sounds really romantic to me.
It does.
He's like,
and he
Yvonne,
tries.
I love you.
He's clearly like keeping his wits about him as bartending, which I think is a thing
definitely.
that most require some restraint. So he has restraint. So I would agree with that. All right. Do we have? So what do we say? We said Rick. We said Sasha. I think like we.
I don't really want like. There's no other characters I really want to talk about. Like I don't really want to talk about Renaud. Like
Renaud is bad. Somebody said a shot of vinegar that looks like good vodka, and I agree with that. I think we can all agree, like in modern retrospect, Renaud is a bad character. He's a shitty character. He's a bad guy that gets away with a lot of bad shit.
Yeah.
And I'm not hating on the movie. Clearly, I love this movie. It's one of my favorites.
Mhm.
But like the love towards his character, I think he's an shitty, high proof but like low taste.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's rubbing alcohol. Outside of that, I don't think we said anything about Ilsa.
No, we did. Ilsa is or did we land on that? So like Ilsa is like like the champagne cocktail.
Okay, you're right. We
Or
talked about that.
no, you said, and I agree with this, you said a dry white wine.
Yes, Elsa's a dry white.
Which
okay,
could be champagne.
So we
champagne.
got Sam, we got Renault, we got Rick, we got Laszlo. We've got everybody in there.
All the good fellas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we have because we're probably gonna wrap this up around 11. Do we have any questions or comments or anything we want to?
Please ask any questions now because we're going to sign off here soon. I'm going to read back through what y'all have been talking about in the last like 10 minutes or so. I like, yes, Rick Han? Yes, Rick is Han. I guess we've decided that. We have come to that agreement on social media.
Hot?
Han. No, like Han Solo.
Oh, Han.
Rick is basically Han Solo.
I don't know if he's hot, but
Snape or John Constantine have also been offered up as more Rick-like characters. I think Snape to a certain extent, yes. Constantine is different. I love Constantine, but I'm a big fan of Hellblazer. Like Constantine is problematic because he hurts people knowingly. Like he allows people to get hurt. So I don't think that these characters we're talking about allow people to get hurt. I think hurt happens and they adjust.
Yeah.
But Constantine is a big old fuck up. I love John Constantine, Hellblazer. Like that's one of my favorite top like 5, I'd say, comic book heroes. But yeah, he's not a good guy.
Yeah.
I do like that he's very actively bi. I saw a lot of like there's a new show like I don't know, Justice League Dark or whatever, and Constantine is part of it, and he like makes a comment about like a shark, like it's like a human shark hybrid. It's like, oh, that's my ex, and everybody was like freaked out by it because it was a male character, and I was just like, yeah, people were like, oh no, like social justice warriors have made Constantine gay. It's like, have you read? I've read Constantine since like early days of Vertigo. Gay. He's always been queer. He's always been bi. He's always been into men and women. And so,
if you don't like that, that's your internalized bias.
It's also just like fun of like that's a great part of the character. It's like that's just I don't know. Like I love that. Like that's a big part of his character. Is like say what you will about it, but I don't know. It's funny. It's funny to see people give that much a shit about somebody that's been long since his inception. He's been established as a bi character. One of the first bi characters we got in comic lore, actually, I would say, because that dates back to the 90s, and that's when a lot of people wanted to be like, oh, maybe, and like the writers of Hellblazer were like, no, he not only does he have sex with dudes, he has sex with like male magical fairies. Like it's just like it doesn't matter.
We've been doing this. It
doesn't matter. Like
this has always been our intention.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. I have feelings about Constantine.
I like it. I like you having feelings about Constantine.
Dude, I wanna I mean there's no reason we would ever watch that movie, but Constantine
we could watch it.
The movie, yes. I would say the movie's great.
I haven't seen the movie.
as Gabriel, like as an androgynous, like she's cast as a male, but like she voices it as her own voice. I love that. That was a defining moment for me, seeing like not cis Tilda Swinton as Gabriel. Like that was important. I love the Keanu Reeves movie. I love the more modern interpretations of Constantine. And the comics are my favorite. So keep a bit. All right. Any other questions? Liz, do you have any reflections on Casablanca that you want to share?
Um, you know what? And I haven't started like this conversation, both like us doing the podcast episode on Humphrey Bogart and watching Casablanca just now and like thinking about that lately. I haven't started Hollywood on Netflix. It's in my queue. Like I'm going to. I know I've shared with you, and I think y'all that like I've been having some Wi-Fi issues at my place. I'm currently using my roommate's iPad because she has unlimited data. Thank you, Shara. But I have it in my queue, and I understand, like I'm very intrigued by the whole like reimagining Hollywood as inclusive. Like I think that's really cool. I haven't started watching it yet, but this has like kind of sparked my interest in old Hollywood and kind of like the like I mean, I know it's not all film noir, but like a little bit of that, where it's like a very just like thinking about that moment in time, producing these types of films at a time when like, you know, like this is, I mean, you know, like of course speaking out against the Nazis is not that controversial because we kind of all agree that Nazis are bad. Like,
yeah,
most of us, but like,
yeah, yes,
but the idea,
yes,
I mean, we do. I like, I'm going to assume that everybody in the chat does, but I understand the world's at large. There are people who like, I'm not going to go into that. I get it, but like, as far as what they were making in this period, where like I like when some of my research in Humphrey Bogart was that like, you know, because he mostly worked for Fox a little bit, and then he worked for Warner Brothers a lot, and Warner Brothers was known for like having a social commentary in their movies and like making a statement with that stuff and like taking a stand kind of thing. Until the House of Un-American Activities kind of silenced a lot of Hollywood as far as talking about socialism or talking about communism. I mean, you know, however your feelings are on that, that's neither here nor there, but like the idea that like people could have opinions that were more revolutionary and that was part of mainstream Hollywood. Like, I think that it's really important. Like, I think Casablanca is one of the movies that's like, you can look back on and it's like very, very much apart from the idea of escapism, which like a lot of Hollywood was. Like a lot of the MGM produced films were like, this is romantic and like we're going to get your mind off of all of that political stuff. Like, you know, I think like it is important to like remember these kinds of films that like did make a point to be political in a way. So for all of the problems that Casablanca does have, like I do think that it's important as part of that niche of film that during that time period that like was actually trying to say something about the world.
I agree. I like exactly like it at its time it did some good. It falls apart in modern viewing for lots of reasons, but I think that, you know, you can't, ultimately I think we have to look at the ideas at the heart of the film, and the ideas at the heart of the film are, hey, like an individual, no matter how beaten down we feel, we can always be a better version of ourselves. Like we can always rise up and live to what we think is right.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's so easy in this day and age to feel so nihilistic, to feel so just completely like, who the fuck cares? Like, to care about anything right now seems absurd. And I think that's maybe in some fucked up way, we're getting a perspective on generations that have passed that we didn't think we would have. Because it seems very selfish, but like, what, you're not participating in the war effort. It's like, but now I see so many people that are like, I'm just tired. I'm tired and I'm angry and I'm going to do what's best for me. And like, that's not okay. It's still like, we have to be in this together, but I understand it a bit more. I understand that feeling because I see people do it. I don't know. I think I don't want to say it's a relevant movie for the times, but at the same time, we're a bunch of civilians dealing with an absurd situation. And I think there is a relevancy in the movie that just like, the thing we can't sacrifice is our humanity. Is that fair?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes. Highlight.
All right.
Sacrifice is our humanity.
Yes. We've been on here for a while. Thank you so much for joining us. We will be back later this week for a She-Ra themed drinking episode. It's going to be fun. It's going to be new. It's going to be weird. It's going to be a new kind of episode. It's going to be a one-off, but if y'all like it, we'll do more. Maybe we'll investigate. We will conjecture and invent the drinking culture of other fictional universes if this goes well. So it's really just about you and your power. If anybody else has any other thoughts in the comments, now's the time to say them while we're wrapping up, because we got that handy dandy 20-second delay that keeps us from knowing what you're saying. Thank you so much for joining us. Casablanca is one of my favorite movies. As we said, it's not without its faults, but it's ultimately, I think it's about doing the right thing, and I think that's a timeless message, right?
Yeah, I agree. I think that's awesome. And yes, thank you all for joining us on the live stream. We're really excited that you guys like to hang out with us. That's cool.
Yeah.
And thank you for people who are Patreon members. Thank you for people who maybe you can't be Patreon members yet, but like
totally fine.
Like that's totally fine. Also, I will say we're going to do a lot more live streams or watch alongs in the future that are going to be available on our Patreon, and you can join for $1 and be a part of that. Like we don't have a floor or a ceiling as far as our content that we offer on there. So, you know, like if you want to be a part of that and you do want to contribute, like, you know, you could just like to show your support, you give us $1. But in any case, we are going to do more watch alongs, and most of them are going to be available on our Patreon. So thank you for those of you who have joined us on there. Thank you for everybody who supported us. Thank you for everybody who's been hanging out. It's really, really cool to interact with you like this. We really love it and enjoy it. And like, it's just so cool to get to talk to you guys. So thank you. And yeah, I thought I had more people to thank, but it's mostly you guys. Thank you.
Thank you so
and
much.
thank you, Taylor.
Yes. Thank you, Liz. No, seriously, you know, this whole time period is weird and confusing, and we built our entire show around recording together and having like shared equipment, and it's been so touch and go for us just to even keep this podcast alive. I'm just Liz, I think, are you gone? Are you here? It's fine. Either way, we're gonna stop this anyway. I will touch base with Liz. Oh, she's asking to come back. Admit, of course. I want you back in the meeting. Liz, what happened?
Well, I've been charging this iPad, but I guess it hasn't been completely it hasn't been quite enough. But
well, that's all right. That's totally fine. I just didn't. I'm glad you're here. I was just about to do sign-offs, but if we can do them together, that's even better.
Yes. Always.
So yeah, like, of course, thank you all for listening. Thank you all for checking in with us. Thank you for being part of this, however you are, whether you're part of the Patreon, whether you're just a regular viewer. We love you. We appreciate you. You help us get to where we want to go. Thank you. Hopefully you enjoyed the movie tonight. We are open to your suggestions for movies. And next week's going to be a fun week because we're going to nerd out over She-Ra. And it's going to be a different kind of episode than we've done before. But I think it's going to be a format of something that we can do a lot more for fictional universes. So, all right. Once again, thank you so much. All right. Liz, wrap this up for me.
Well, thanks everybody. If you do want to, please also do tweet at us if you took photos of either the cocktails you made or like if you dressed up fancy Hollywood style. We want to see your photos. We want to share your photos. So please send them to us. Join us next week. So yes.
Also, it looks like the Discord site is up. I don't know what that means exactly. But I think that means there's a place where you guys can all talk about stuff, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes. All right.
And we will, I think I have somebody tweeted. Yes, the person who started the Discord tweeted, so I will retweet that so that everybody can find it.
I love that. I'm excited by that. Thank you. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right. I have been Taylor Smurl.
And I've been Liz June.
And this has been
Neat.
All right. Y'all get some sleep. Take care of yourself. We will see you next weekish. We'll let you know. We'll let you know when that's going up. Like we said, there's been some technical difficulties that I'm still dealing with, mostly on my part. That's okay. Don't worry about that. No, we're a unit. We operate together. We will be back as soon as possible, and definitely by next week. But thank you all for joining us, for being here.
Thank you so much.
And supporting us. Thank you so much. And stay safe, stay well, take care of yourself. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Stay safe.
All right. And meeting. Stop live.